Chapter 24. Fault Lines in the Fabric. The city skyline was a patchwork of glowing lights and shadowed spires, the corporate district gleaming like a crown against the darkened sky. At its heart stood Nemesis's central hub, a monolith of glass and steel that seemed to pierce the heavens. It was more than a building. It was a fortress, a testament to the unchecked power Carmichael had amassed. Michael sat in the passenger seat of the team's van, his jaw tight and his gaze fixed on the glowing tower in the distance. The air inside the vehicle was heavy with anticipation, the hum of the engine blending with the faint buzz of Gabriel's comm unit as he ran through the final checks on their gear. "We're all set," Gabriel said, his voice low but steady. He glanced at Michael, his expression unreadable. "You ready for this?" Michael didn't answer immediately. He ran a hand through his hair, his thoughts churning. "We don't have a choice. If we don't take this hub offline, Carmichael wins." From the driver's seat, Samira turned to face them, her sharp eyes gleaming in the dim light. "The virus is prepped. Once I'm inside, I'll need at least 10 minutes to deploy it. We'll be exposed the entire time, so keep their attention on you." Gabriel smirked faintly. "Drawing attention is kind of my specialty." Michael's lips twitched into a brief, humorless smile. "Just make sure you don't get yourself killed." Samira's tone softened, cutting through their banter. "This isn't just about us anymore. If Nemesis's neural network goes live, we lose everything. Everyone loses everything." Michael nodded, his resolve hardening. "Let's move." The infiltration began at the edge of the district, where the city's opulence gave way to shadowed alleys and forgotten infrastructure. The team parked the van in a derelict loading bay, its rusted gates offering partial cover from the security drone circling above. Samira consulted her tablet, her fingers flying over the screen. "I've looped their external feeds. You've got a 3-minute window to reach the maintenance entrance before the system resets." Michael checked his gear, the weight of his rifle familiar and grounding. "We'll be quick." Gabriel adjusted his vest, his expression unusually serious. "Let's hope they're not quicker." The team moved as one, their steps muffled against the damp pavement. The maintenance entrance loomed ahead, a steel door tucked behind an unmarked delivery dock. Samira approached the keypad, her tools already in hand. Within seconds, the lock disengaged with a faint hiss. "We're in," she whispered, pushing the door open. "Stay close." The interior of the hub was a stark contrast to its sleek exterior. The maintenance corridors were narrow and utilitarian, their exposed pipes and cables humming faintly with the building's energy. The fluorescent lights overhead cast harsh shadows, and the air was thick with the faint smell of ozone. Samira led the way, her tablet guiding them through the labyrinthine passages. "The main server room is 2 levels down. Once we're there, I'll need you two to hold the line while I upload the virus." Michael nodded, his senses on high alert. Every corner they turned felt like a potential ambush, every sound amplified in the oppressive silence. Gabriel brought up the rear, his rifle raised as his eyes scanned their surroundings. The tension broke as they reached a security checkpoint. 2 guards stood outside a reinforced door, their postures rigid and their weapons at the ready. Michael held up a hand, signaling the team to stop. "We'll take them quietly," he murmured. "Gabriel, you take the one on the left. I'll handle the other." Gabriel gave a quick nod, moving into position. The takedown was swift and silent, the guards crumpling to the floor before they could react. Michael dragged one of the bodies into a nearby alcove, his movements efficient and precise. Samira accessed the terminal beside the door, her fingers a blur as she bypassed the lock. The door slid open with a soft hiss, revealing the server room beyond. The server room was a vast, cavernous space, its walls lined with rows of blinking machines that hummed with energy. At its center stood the primary terminal, its interface glowing with an eerie blue light. The air was cool and sterile, a stark contrast to the heat of their mounting tension. Samira moved to the terminal, connecting her tablet and beginning the upload process. "This will take 10 minutes, she said, her voice steady but strained. "Keep them off me. Michael and Gabriel positioned themselves near the room's entrance, their weapons trained on the corridor beyond. The first wave of Nemesis operatives arrived within minutes, their footsteps echoing down the hall. "Here they come," Gabriel muttered, raising his rifle. The firefight was immediate and brutal. Michael and Gabriel worked in tandem, their movements precise as they held the line. Bullets ricocheted off the server racks, sparks flying as the air filled with the acrid scent of gunpowder. Gabriel's rifle barked repeatedly, each shot finding its mark, while Michael's controlled bursts forced the operatives into cover. "Halfway done," Samira called out, her focus unbroken. More operatives flooded the corridor, their tactics more aggressive. Michael ducked behind a console, his breath coming in sharp bursts as he reloaded. Gabriel tossed a smoke grenade, the thick plume obscuring their movements and buying them precious seconds. "They're not letting up," Gabriel said, his voice taut. "They can't stop us now," Michael replied, firing another burst. The terminal let out a soft chime, and Samira's voice rang out. "It's done! The virus is in! Let's move!" Michael threw another grenade, the explosion covering their retreat as the team sprinted back toward the maintenance corridors. The echoes of gunfire and shouting faded as they navigated the maze of passages, emerging into the cool night air moments later. The van sped through the city streets, its tires screeching as Samira pushed the engine to its limits. Michael and Gabriel sat in the back, their breaths heavy and their faces streaked with grime. The faint glow of the hub's lights disappeared behind them, replaced by the sprawling darkness of the outskirts. "We did it," Samira said, her voice filled with both relief and exhaustion. "Their network's compromised. It'll take them weeks to rebuild." Michael leaned back, his eyes fixed on the road ahead. Weeks we'll use to hit them again. Gabriel smirked faintly, his rifle resting across his lap. One step closer to bringing Carmichael down. The van disappeared into the night, the shadows of the hub behind them. For the first time, the team felt the faintest glimmer of victory, a light cutting through the darkness of Nemesis's shadow.